Please open in your learning workbook to page 122 and read along as we learn together. Creating perfect square trinomials. Sometimes when we factor a trinomial, the factors match. For example, z squared minus 14z plus 49 factors as z minus 7 times another z minus 7. This can be written as z minus 7 in parentheses squared, and is therefore a perfect square trinomial. Soon, it will be of use to us to create perfect square trinomials so that we can write them as some expression squared. Let's learn and practice this skill by filling in the missing information. What number must go in the blank to make the expression a perfect square trinomial? All right, so we've got three different problems here. The first one says y squared plus 10y plus blank is a perfect square because it factors as blank times blank, which equals blank squared. Please pause this video and attempt to fill in all of the blanks to make this a true statement so that it looks like the example that we saw here. Z squared minus 14z plus 49 factors as z minus 7 times another z minus 7, which can be written as z minus 7 in parentheses squared. Now you try for this. Okay, let's see how you did. So, for our first exercise, this is the result that we were hoping to get. Okay, hopefully that's readable. Y squared plus 10y plus blank, what goes in the blank is 25, is a perfect square because it factors as y plus 5 and another y plus 5, which is the same thing as y plus 5 squared. All right, let's move on to the next one. X squared minus 8x plus blank. All right, once again, pause this video and try to fill in the blanks. All right, and now here's the solution. All right, for the second one, we have x squared minus 8x plus blank. The thing that goes in the blank is 16. That's a perfect square because it factors as x minus 4 times another x minus 4, which equals x minus 4 in parentheses squared. All right, one more time, and now the third one. Z squared minus 2z plus blank. Please pause this video and try to fill in the blanks. And our final solution. Z squared minus 2z plus 1 is a perfect square because it factors as z minus 1 times another z minus 1, which equals z minus 1 squared. All right, now, maybe you got those right, maybe not. There's an important pattern to be discussed. Let's learn that pattern now. Let's say you're trying to figure out what number has to go in the blank. Here's the pattern. To fill in the blank, take the middle term coefficient, which in this case would be 10, cut it in half, which would make it 5, and square it. 5 squared is 25. So that tells me that a 25 has to go in this blank. Let's do the same thing for the other two as well. The middle term is negative 8. Cut it in half, you get negative 4, and square it, you get positive 16. It tells us what goes in the blank. Last one. Half of negative 2 is negative 1. Square it, you get positive 1. That tells us what goes in the blank. This process is called completing the square, and it can be used where any real number as your middle term coefficient, even one that creates a fraction. So let's now put all of this together. To fill in the blank in the expression x squared plus bx plus blank, where b is a positive or negative number, compute half of b, then square the result to get b over 2 in parentheses squared. That is the number that goes in the blank.